some of you men, I didn't say all, but some of you men need to get your egos checked, like a Nick Cannon. And that is exactly why we are going to get into Nick Cannon and the comments that he made about Mariah Carey on a podcast, because this brother is always on a podcast just yapping about all of his relationship issues. But anyway, y'all, that's what we're going to get into. So 833-212-1017. We're about to tap into Nick Cannon and some things that he said on the other side, but we are going to take some of your phone calls when we get back. So make sure you guys keep it locked. I saw Usher, y'all, second row on the floor. Y'all can't tell me nothing, all right? It's Jamming with Juice.
Don't touch that dial. You are jamming with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel. Stop touching that snooze button and get ready to clock in with the best morning show on the planet.
It's okay when we're singing, we're dancing, we're playing on the field, making everybody else laugh, making everybody else millions of dollars. But as soon as we have a voice, we're punished for it.
Giving you an informative dialogue with a side of fun and laughter while cutting through the noise and bringing you the real stories behind the headlines.
Look, it takes 5 minutes. Notice I'm not getting into details about what goes on in Switzerland, but those that know, you know what I'm talking about.
Get a little. And then
do it again. Do it again.
A little.
That's it.
You know what it is, Truth Nation. It's time to wake up with Milwaukee's favorite morning show.
My point is, if you're 40 or if you're still trying to push for something, it doesn't mean that it's over just because it's been delayed. Delayed doesn't mean denied.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, this is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming on YouTube.
You gotta love black folks. We gonna make a way out. What you mean, man? All you gotta do is get I got to put a little all in it. Go get the Robitussin so we can get this car fixed.
Here are your hosts, the effective communication coach, Denise Thomas, and two-time Emmy Award winner, Telly Hughes.
Good morning, Truth Nation. It's here, y'all. It is finally here. Election Day. Good morning, Telly.
Good morning. Happy Election Day, Truth Nation. It's here.
It's here. Good morning, Jason. We got our guest producer, Jason, in the building. Jason Smith, what's going on?
Not much. Beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. I'm ready for the main event.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Listen, Truth Nation, we're going to bring you everything that you need today as we, as Americans, will be electing the 47th president of the United States. So we're going to bring you what you need to know about going to the poll today. How will presidential election votes be counted? As well as when will we know the results? So much to talk about. We want to start off with first encouraging everyone that has not already voted, because I know a lot of y'all right now, I've already voted, Denise. I've already voted, Telly, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that. But for those who have not, we're going to give you some valuable information on how you or someone that you know can ride to the polls at zero cost. That's right, y'all. Round trip transportation, complimentary. We're going to give you information about how you or someone that you know, care about, love, get them to the polls, what to expect when you arrive at the polls, and again, understanding how each vote will be counted. It's here, Telly.
Yes, yes.
Election day is here.
Man, oh man. And so much have gone into this day, and it's amazing to me. I think I heard last night, DT, that over 70 million Americans have already voted or something like that, or it was something like just a ridiculous number. So, shout outs and kudos to the people that have already done it. But today is the day where everything will get counted, and it's real. It is real.
It's real.
Yeah, and Truth Nation, throughout the show, we want to hear what you're thinking today as well on your way to the poll. If you're still undecided, I mean, it's still, it's the 11th hour, but there's still maybe some people that still are undecided. But we want to hear from you. How are you feeling today? Because this has been a lot of buildup, DT, a lot of buildup for this day.
And to your earlier point, more than 78 million ballots have already been cast in 47 states and the District of Columbia. And this is according to a data source that was provided to CNN, Edison Research, and Catalyst. So again, 78 million ballots have already been cast in the country. And we are finally here, Election Day, where obviously that number will go up. Now, what's interesting is that early voting turnout is actually down from 2020.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 4 years ago, more than 110 million Americans voted early, which was about 70% of everyone who voted in 2020. So yes, at this time, 110 million Americans had already voted. We're at 78 million now. So we got to make sure that we show up and we show out today and cast our vote. Good morning, Jules. I know you're going to probably drop some bars, so let's go ahead and get into it. You are live with DT and Telly. What is the bar you're going to drop today?
Good morning. No bars today. I'm gonna hold back on that. I just wanted to make the comment that I'll never forget the way I felt on the election night when Obama won back in 2008. I was excited. I was proud. I felt inspired. I felt hopeful about the future. I will never forget that day. And I'll never forget the way I felt when Hillary lost back in 2016. I felt disappointed, particularly for women. I felt disappointed about what that moment showed. I felt like that moment showed America was not yet ready to take that step. I felt nausea about the prospects of a Trump presidency. Turns out I had no idea just how nauseating that would become in the years since. And as America becomes a browner and browner nation by the hour, I see a shrinking group of people, white Christians, who are worried and nervous and in some cases angry about what they perceive as a threat to their place on the socioeconomic totem pole. And that I think has fueled every ugly thing that we've seen and heard since the Obama family graced the halls of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their grace and dignity. Fast forward to today, I think Donald Trump represents the great white hope, their last desperate attempt to preserve and hang on to white supremacy in America. And today I feel curious about what's going to happen. I feel nervous. I feel optimistic. 45 out of 46 U.S. presidents have been white men, just one black, none women. What's America going to decide today? What message will we send to the world? What's Wisconsin going to say today? What's Milwaukee going to do? What are black folks going to do? And I'm wondering how I'm going to feel tonight. Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to get that out there and get it off my chest. Thank you.
That's real.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jules. We appreciate you sharing that.
Absolutely. Those are all real thoughts and all real feelings that you experienced. And you do bring up a lot of questions that, I mean, will get answered later on tonight or by tomorrow. But, there's a – I mean, I'm so glad that Jewel, expressed how he felt, because there is a lot of different feelings going into today. Like, we didn't know how we were going to wake up and feel about today and this election. And so, this is a very, very peculiar time, and we are going to see what America feels is the best way to move forward, and who is the best person to lead this country for the next 4 years.
And speaking of leaders, Truth Nation, you definitely want to stay locked in, because at 7:30 this morning, we are scheduled to have a very, very significant elected official who happens to be the state of Maryland's first African-American governor and the third African-American person elected as governor of any U.S. state, and that will be Governor Wes Moore. We're going to have him live on The Truth, the best morning show on planet Earth. So please make sure that you stay locked in, because I'm sure he will be giving us a lot of insight on what to expect today. Also, some of the things that some of the initiatives that he's led in the state of Maryland that we as Wisconsinites, especially those that identify as black or African American, can relate to. So stay locked in because, again, in about 20 minutes, we will be joined live by the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, who, again, is the first African-American governor in the state of Maryland to be elected in the state of Maryland, and the third African-American to be elected as governor in the country. And I believe at this point, if I'm not mistaken, Wes Moore is the only black governor in the country right now. I want to say it might be one more. I have to fact check, but
I think he's the only one.
That's what I thought. So that's to Jules' point. Black voters, black people, we have one black governor in this country. One. It's 2024.
Yeah.
We've had 46 presidents since this country was established in 1776. Our first president was George Washington. And to Jules' point, we've had one black president out of 46. And today, when you enter the polls, whatever decision that you make, definitely make the decision that's going to work best for you, your family, your country. But I got to say this, Telly, doggone it. If you black and you go into that poll, I'm going to refrain. I'm going to stick to the facts. There are countries in Europe, like the largest colonization continent, okay, where colonization is just like premier when you look at history, Telly. Most European countries have had, at some point in the last decade, or even 21st century, a female leader. Even in the British monarchy, the royal family, they changed it to where, it used to be if there was a female sibling that was in line for the crown, they could get skipped over. So now they've even made it to where you don't have to be next in line. You can, if something, God forbid, were to happen to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, she could be queen. It wouldn't skip and go to Prince Louis. All these countries in Europe have had no issues electing a female to be their leader. Yeah. Germany, prime ministers have served in the UK for many decades. We had Margaret Thatcher. So here it is, the United States of America. And we have a woman on the ballot who also is a black woman. I'm just so excited just to even know that we will know soon. It won't be tonight. Probably won't be tomorrow. We'll get into that in terms of how the votes will be counted and when we can expect to know the results. So stay locked in. You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. We're going to give you election coverage all day long until 11 p.m. And this is going to be live broadcasting all day. And when we come back, we're going to get into what do you need to watch for today as relates to the election. Free rides to the polls, y'all. Free rides to the polls, as well as election day security. The state of Philadelphia is not playing. So when we come back, we're going to get into the state of Philadelphia said, you want to mess around and find out? Mess around and find out. Stay locked in. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Election coverage 2024 on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's College Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholars get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we will be highlighting local universities who offer full tuition scholarships and local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune into 101.7 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Concordia University, Wisconsin.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, You might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
It's your girl Noni Juice here for my people at Steinhafels. And you guys, Black Friday furniture and mattress savings, they start right now at Steinhafels. You can get all the latest looks at the season's best prices, like mattresses starting at just $199, recliners at $449, sofas at $499, and more. Plus, you can pay with Steinhafels' special 18-month 0% financing when you purchase $799 or more. No money down, no hidden fees. Shop Steinhafels' Black Friday savings now, in store or online at steinhafels.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It is Truth Nation. Good morning. Good morning. It is election day. It is general election day all across the United States of America. People will be placing their votes, going to the polls and placing their votes for the next president. This is crazy. The next president of the United States. We are already here, as well as both state and local elected official roles. So get familiar with what will be on your ballot, and you can visit myvote.wi.gov to understand what exactly will be on your ballot. Now, Telly, before break, we were talking about getting to the polls. So let's start with that. There is an organization known as Souls to the Polls, and they are offering, once again, free, that's right, y'all, free 99 rides to the polls. And not just getting there, Telly, but round trip. So if you need to go vote or return, well, you can't do any absentee ballot voting today, but if you need to go to the polls, especially to vote, you can book your free ride today. That's right, today on election day. And all you have to do is call the following number. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to say it slow. Write it down. Text it. Share it with your family group text. Because there is no excuse for anyone in Milwaukee to not be able to exercise their power, their voice, which is their vote. So again, the hotline number to book your free ride round trip to the polls today, 414-742-1060. Again, that number is 414-742-1060. And you can call that number and book a round trip ride to your polling location in order to vote today. Isn't that wonderful?
That is great. That is great. I have some other information that that was passed along to me where there are possible limo rides that are available to get to the polls, and I'm trying to pull it up right now.
I love that because, any commercial transportation company, this is the day where you can really make a difference.
Yes.
And take those black cars and those limos and pick people up and take them to the polls and take them back home. I love that.
Yes. So I got it now, DT, and this is courtesy of Paradise Memorial Funeral and Cremation Services. The limos to the polls, they will be providing free limousine rides to our local polling stations. If you want to book your ride to the polls, call 414-461-8000. Again, 414-461-8000. 8000. And again, we will continue to pass this information along throughout our broadcast. That is the number to book your ride to the polls, a free limo to the polls.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what?
Yeah.
Go in that closet, put on your best outfit, put some of them shades on. Put that part on the side. Get you a nice little glass of something.
Yes.
Pull up to the poll and be like, I'm here.
Hey,
I've
I'm
arrived.
in a limo. I've arrived. And this
What?
is courtesy of Paradise Memorial Funeral and Cremation Services. Again, 414-461-8000. Book your free limo ride to the polls.
I love it. What you say, Telly? Hey, man. Don't lose my keys, man. Pull up over there. Pull up. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll be back out.
Hey, it's like, what?
Don't be drinking up. What are they saying? Don't be drinking up on my yak now. Let me go in here and do my vote, and I'll be right back, all right?
Hey, you hitting them
DJ,
corners.
keep that music flowing. I love it. I love being black. I love it. Like, can you imagine? Telly, I'd be so black with it. If I was in Milwaukee, I would straight call one of them limos, put on my Versace. Put on my Versace shades. Come on, Jason. Can you see DT pulling up in the limo and acting a fool?
Come on now.
Hey, man, look. Turn that music down, okay? Just pull over to the side.
Hey.
Don't be drinking up all my stuff now. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go vote. And then when you finish voting, I got my sticker on and I'm just doing that walk. Float on. Yeah, I voted, y'all. Get back in the limo.
Hey,
now, look, take me go get some wings.
I was about to say, it's already a bad sign when you walk out with a martini glass to the limo. Like, hey, man, we ain't going to the club. We going to vote. I know what we're going through.
I got this. Are you going to drive me or not? You sure do talk a lot, Mr. Driver. Your job is to drive and be quiet. Boy, you got a lot of lip.
I'm coherent. I know who I'm voting for.
I just voted. I'm about to go celebrate. Let me call my peoples up. Hey, what y'all doing? I got a limo.
Hey, man, shoot over here, man. I'll shoot you the address. Hey, let me text it to you. They be like, man, this ain't no joyride.
Today it is. You picked the wrong one. Oh, DT gonna be in this limo. Oh, we gonna pick up all kind of people. Woo! I could just see. That's why I'm glad I'm here in Dallas. Because if I was in Milwaukee, I'm telling you, that limo driver would be like, okay, when we said free, we meant to the poll and back to your home.
Right.
What?
We can mess up a good thing, boy.
Hey, man. Pull over and wait for me, okay? Don't be trying to leave and take up all my stuff now.
She said she gonna vote, but she gotta wait. Like, cause you wait about 10 minutes, man. She gonna come out the house. She just did like, look,
and the
man.
driver, Miss Thomas, it shows here that your residence is blah blah blah. Fool, don't worry about that. I gotta go pick up Lisa.
And stop by. Let me get my check. I mean, we out. I need to pick up my check. And
what you say? Look, well, since we out here, I might as well go to the grocery store.
I mean, it's vote right next to the grocery store. I mean, I got my check. Like,
woo, y'all, I'm sweating. We're just playing.
And get mad at them. So what else you got to do? You ain't got nothing else to do.
You ain't got nothing to do but drive people around to go vote, so let's go.
Right. You doing your job.
You know you could go. Pick and Save is right there. Now quit playing. Okay, y'all, in all seriousness, when you book the free ride, just have them take you to the poll.
Just go to the poll.
And back to your... Don't be DT, okay? Don't ever do what I do. Yeah. Now, in all seriousness, the NAACP is also got you covered if you need a ride or know someone who needs a ride to the polls, because today is election day. So if you need a ride to the polls or to the ballot box, we've got you covered, because this year the NAACP has partnered with Lyft. That's right, the ride-sharing company Lyft, to provide discounted rides to help voters get to the polls. So you can use the code NAACP Vote 24, and it says while supplies last. So that means they probably have purchased a certain quantity of discounted vouchers. So if you need a ride and you can't get in the limo because DT and her girls are driving all around Milwaukee in the free limo, you can contact Lyft and provide the discount code NAACP Vote 24. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
And so when we come back, because again, we're going to be talking about the election all day today. Not even 11 hours. We're live until 11 p.m. Here on The Truth.
Wow.
All morning long. When we come back, we want to talk about what to watch for today, as well as understanding how the votes will be counted. Now, for those who are still undecided, still anxious about what will happen at the polls, we've got a message for you from the state of Philadelphia. Their attorney general has let it be known that no one in this country should have to worry about being in danger or their security being compromised. And this is what the attorney general said yesterday during a press conference regarding what voters should be prepared for and what to expect when they place their vote today at the polls. Check this out. When we come back, we're going to get this audio.
It's your man, DJ Phil. What up? It's DJ Shrek. DJ Cutthroat, DJ The Polls, DJ, let's go.
DJs at the polls turns Election Day into a celebration.
When we come back, we're going to get the audio right. That's all good. We come back, we're going to get you the audio from the district attorney, the attorney general in the state of Philadelphia, who has a message to everyone that is voting today in the election. It's election day, y'all. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told, with DT and Telly on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The WIAA football playoffs is here. We have a big Level 3 matchup this Friday night as the number 1 seeded Marquette Hilltoppers take on the number 2 seeded Bayport Pirates. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Dear Dad, I don't say this enough, but you're my hero. I know you're not feeling this election, but please do me a favor. Vote. Our Black history, my access to health care, and our voting rights are under attack. Extreme politicians want to take away our voice and our vote. Our future, my future, is on the ballot right now. You have the power to make sure my voice is heard. Please, Dad, use your power. Vote. Like my life depends on it. Paid for by NAACP.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
An integrated strategy, including infrastructure, community involvement, education, enforcement, and legislative reforms. Yeah, we've kind of heard that before already. It can correct pretty much anything, right? They use it for everything except reckless driving in Milwaukee. I want you to consider this now. Expand the number of police officers in neighborhoods where reckless driving is happening, punish with fines, extended license suspensions, use speed and red light cameras. We need to inform people about the repercussions of reckless driving, and then we need to follow through with punishment. We need to continue to build speed bumps, roundabouts, narrow the lanes to help traffic slow down, and while you're at it, designate some space for bicycles and pedestrians only. We need to encourage the use of mobile apps to report reckless driving since you're on your phone anyway. And finally, promote local and state legislation that successfully combats irresponsible driving. Yeah, we've heard that before, but no. Just enforce the laws we already have on the books. And by combining this, Milwaukee drivers can enjoy a safe environment that lowers reckless driving, all the risks that come with it. Why? Well, this needs to be the Common Council and the city's primary focus. So perhaps next time there won't be that, dead on arrival traffic bill in Milwaukee Common Council or that traffic bill in state legislature. But then if you're driving, you might want to be careful. I mean, the next thing that's dead on arrival could be you.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Westbound 94 on the ramp to get onto Brewers Boulevard in the stadium interchange, so watch out for that. It's off on the right shoulder. We've also got some delays along the eastbound side, basically from about 84th Street through to about Hawley Road, and a little bit right through the stadium as well. Southbound on 43 is heavy from Hampton to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy, windy, mild, scattered showers with a high of 68. Tonight, breezy, cooler, mostly cloudy with a low of 46. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Be Told with DT and Telly, and we are covering what is going to be the most historical and monumental presidential election in the history of the United States. And we are so excited to be joined by one of my favorite leaders. I've been fortunate to meet him a few times, but he shakes hands with like 20 trillion people a day because he's out here doing the work, encouraging people to get out to vote, and why he is supporting Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. We have live on the air on the Truth Talking text line the first elected black governor in the state of Maryland and the third African-American person to be elected as governor of any state in the United States, and who I'm already putting in bid for 2032. I'm just saying, Governor Moore, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so honored to have you.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited to see you in person now.
Yes.
I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We are so excited to have you. Now, Governor Moore, we know that you are super, super busy, and you have done such an incredible job, you and your entire administration in the state of Maryland, and encouraging and increasing the awareness of getting out and vote, as well as your support for Madam Vice President Kamala Harris to become the 47th president. What have you been doing? What are you doing today? What can you tell us to get us to go out and vote today, Governor Moore?
Well, I'm excited because I think the energy we're seeing out here is real, because I think people understand that everything in their life is a policy decision. It's the air you breathe, it's the water you drink, it's the school your kids attend, it's the homes you live in, it's the wages you're making. I mean, everything about our life, someone who's sitting in one of these positions is helping to make those decisions. And so if you care about your future, and if you care about the future of your family, and if you care about the legacy that you will leave, who sits in these seats matters. And, for months now, we've had people speaking to us. Now's the time for the voters to speak. And I'm just real clear, I'm 10 toes down to make sure that the vice president becomes the next president of the United States, because I have seen her work. I've had the joy as being one of the nation's governors to work closely with her. And I've seen her work when it was tough. I've seen her when the decisions were difficult. I have seen her being able to help to lead and understand the partnerships that's required. And I cannot wait to have her as the next president of the United States, because she's uniquely qualified and capable to be able to lead this country in this moment.
We are pleased to be joined by Maryland Governor Wes Moore. And Governor Moore, as a fellow black man, this is the first time I think in my lifetime that it seems like black men are going to play a crucial part in this election. And when you just said that you've worked so closely with Madam Vice President Harris, you know what she's trying to do and all the efforts she's trying to make. Why do you think it's been an issue for black men, especially in early voting, getting out?
Well, one, I think people have to remember, black men, just like any demographic, you got to go earn the vote. We're not just going to go vote for somebody or a candidate just because. But that's why I think Vice President Kamala Harris has uniquely earned the support for black men, because remember, she's the first candidate in the history of presidential politics to actually put out in the history of being a major party nominee, who's put out a policy that's exclusively focused around black men. The opportunity agenda for black men is the first time that has ever happened in presidential politics. And she talks about things like, what are we going to do to increase capital to our small businesses? What are we going to do to increase home ownership and giving $25,000 down payment to first-time home buyers so we can create pathways to wealth? What are we going to do to make sure we're having a legalized recreational cannabis market, and also being intentional about who are the ones that are getting the licenses, and actually using that as a way of decreasing the wealth gap, instead of using it in a way as serving as this hammer or this cudgel against communities, and particularly communities of color, that cannabis policy has always historically been. So she's putting together detailed policies to let black men know that we are seen, that we are loved, that we are supported, and that we're going to have a vice president who's going to prioritize the idea that if you really want to support America, that means supporting everyone in America, including our black men. And so, I think that, she's done what she needs to do, which is go out there and earn it. And that's why I think that you are right. I think black men are going to turn out in remarkable numbers, and are going to be part of the important coalition that's going to get her across the finish line.
You are listening to the 63rd elected governor of Maryland, Governor Wes Moore, Governor Moore, you won the 2022 Maryland election by a significant margin, which made you the first black governor in the state of Maryland and the third African-American governor of any U.S. state. As we are about to make history today and witness the first black woman to be elected, what are some ways that we as a community can support Madam Vice President if, and I was going to say when, but if she is elected to be president? Because for you were the first. You were the first black governor in the entire state of Maryland, which was very historical. So how can we support Madam Vice President as the first black female president of the United States?
Well, I liked your win. I liked your win. It's when she becomes the next president. And I think the answer is that we all just have to make sure we vote. We now have, and I believe we have until 8 p.m. And remember, go out at 8 p.m. If you're in line at 8 p.m., even at 8 p.m. you haven't voted yet, but you are in line, stay in line, because they will count your vote as long as you're in line by 8 p.m. But we have a chance to put our fingerprints on history. And one of the things I so respect about MVP, our vice president, is, I did become the first black governor in the history of my state, and only the third ever elected in the history of this country. But I came in saying, but that's not the assignment, right? The assignment wasn't to make history. The assignment was to make sure we're honoring the promises that we made to the people and to spend every single day making sure we're honoring those promises. And I know that's her philosophy as well. She is going to be this is a historic legacy, and she's going to be a historic president. But she also understands that's not the assignment. That the history that she's trying to make is not hers. The history that she's trying to make is for us. And that's why I'm so committed to making sure that she becomes the next president of the United States, because she's running this race not for her own edification, not for her own retribution. She's running the race so that we all can be seen and we all can be supported and that we as a country can heal. And I think she's uniquely capable of doing that.
Governor Moore, my fine co-host DT started this interview off by jokingly saying putting her bid in for you in 2032. But in all seriousness, your name did come up when President Biden, dropped out of the race. And there's a lot of people that feel like you may be in the, let's just say, grooming process. Is that something that may be possibly in your on your radar in the future?
The only thing that's on my radar is making sure that Kamala Harris becomes the next president of the United States. And I say that because what I know is who sits in these seats that matters to us. And think about it, I remember on March 26th when a ship the size of 3 football fields slammed into the Key Bridge in Baltimore, one of the most iconic bridges in my state. And at 2:02 in the morning, my phone rang and let me know what was going on. And at 2:02 in the morning, we started mobilizing, where, we now knew that we had around 13% of our state's economy that was now going to be shut down, that I had thousands of workers who now no longer had a job, and that I had 6 workers who were fixing potholes in the middle of the night who are now gone. And as we're in the process of mobilizing and there's nothing but chaos all around me, I will never forget one of the early phone calls that I got just started with 3 words, and it was Gov, it's Kamala. And I want to let you know we're going to be with you every step of the way. I will never forget that. Like, she's a person who rides for us. She's a person who was with us when we were knocked down. And she helped us to build back up, where when people said it would take 11 months to be able to reopen the Port of Baltimore, we got it done in 11 weeks. And we got it done because we worked together. And so I am so certain that the partner that I need inside this work and the partner that I need to fulfill the commitment that I made to the people of my state who elected me overwhelmingly is by making sure that Kamala Harris is our partner inside this work. And that's what I'm so excited about. Like, I'm convinced this is going to be Maryland's decade, and it's going to happen because we have the right partners in the White House.
Nice.
Love it. We love to hear that. Again, Governor Wes Moore from the state of Maryland joining us, Truth Nation, to remind us the importance of our vote today and why he is standing with Madam Vice President Kamala Harris to become the next president of the United States. Because as you had so eloquently described, Governor Moore, she is a partner for the people. So, Governor, thank you so much. We know you're busy. We so appreciate you. Please join us anytime. We'd love to have you again. And go vote.
Yes. Go vote. Yes, thank you so much.
And God bless you. God bless y'all. Go vote. And Denise, I'm looking forward to catching up in person.
Yes, it's soon, Moore. And tell my Link sister, First Lady Moore. My Link sister, I said hello. Thank you so much. Yes.
I so will.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great election day, Governor.
You too now.
Governor Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland. That's all right. But Telly, look,
hey,
you see, he did good on answering that question, right?
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I was gonna tell him that, but when he went into what happened with the Port of Baltimore, which I remember, and that was crazy. But that's something that, like he said, you'll always remember, to know that someone call you at 2 a.m. and they're like, "Look, what do you need?"
And you notice he didn't have to call her.
Right.
So a lot of times the governors, they have to call the president and say, we need some help.
Mm-hmm.
She was proactively on it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
See, that to me, that's the kind of leadership I want to know, that when something happens, no matter where and when it happens, that could compromise the safety and security of Americans, we have a leader who's on deck. Mm-hmm. What do you need?
Yeah. And on top of that, these are the things that I think people need to know. Like, those are the stories, like when we talked to Tony West, her brother-in-law, yesterday, and today talking to Wes Moore, people that know her, be around her, have been around her for extensive periods of times. And those are the things that, like, when you hear the word leadership, those are the things that you're supposed to hear about. Not,
exactly,
some of the things that other candidates have said and have done, but those are the things that you think of when you think of effective, strong leadership.
Absolutely. And that's what we all should be considering if we have not voted already. What does the next level of leadership look like for this country?
Mm-hmm.
What does the next level of leadership look like? And we're going to continue, Telly and I, to bring you live election day coverage. Also, you do not want to change that channel. You want to stay locked in. You want to visit youtube.com and search for 101.7 The Truth. Hit that subscribe button. You can stream and watch Telly and I live now. You stay locked in. You're going to get nothing but election day coverage until 11 p.m. tonight. 11 p.m. tonight, live coverage. This is going to be your go-to station for those most recent up-to-dates, especially as it impacts our community. When we come back, we're going to get into election day security. So we've talked about how you can get to the polls. And quite frankly, a number of us are still feeling anxious. Like, what should we expect when we get to the polls? Well, we're going to make sure that you understand the election process for you. It will be smooth. Mm-hmm. It will be smooth. It will be safe. And yes, also, guess what? All over the country, including in the city here of Milwaukee, there will be live DJs at the polls. You can get a limo to the polls. You got a DJ at the polls. You can float out into your limo. Mm-hmm. Stay locked in, y'all. We're bringing you all the best information, the best support that you need. You deserve it, and we got it coming to you live all day here on The Truth. 101.7. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tap into Truth Be Told with DT and Telly this Wednesday at 8 a.m. as they will be joined by Victor Frazier, Director of Community Engagement at Educators Credit Union. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarship Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. You won't want to miss this interview.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
There's something about a plate of warm cookies that sends you back in time. Relive your childhood memories with this year's We Energies Cookie Book. Pick up your copy and start creating new memories. Go to WeEnergies.com to find a distribution event near you. Thank you for making us a part of your family traditions. From all of us at We Energies, we offer you warm wishes for a bright holiday season. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
At Grunberg Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Make Milwaukee work for you. 1MKE provides easy-to-use information on local, state, and federal programs that can save you money and improve your well-being. Discover events you can attend to get involved in your community and find nonpartisan resources to help you make your voting plan for the upcoming election. 1MKE envisions a future where every Milwaukee resident understands how being civically engaged can help us create a healthier, stronger city. Because together, we are one Milwaukee. Learn more at 1mke.org.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we will be highlighting local universities who offer full tuition scholarships and local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune into The Truth all month long so you do not miss this important information on how your student can go to college and be debt-free. College Scholarship Month on The Truth is sponsored by Concordia University, Wisconsin, Live Uncommon, and Educators Credit Union, achieving more together.
Truth Nation, today is Election Day, and we want to encourage you again to get out and vote. As Governor Westmore of Maryland just left, he joined us live. He had mentioned that the polls close at 8 p.m. tonight. But if you were in line, at 8 o'clock, your vote still must be counted, so don't you leave that line. And speaking of don't leave The Truth. You want to tune in all day from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. as we cover everything you need to know about the 2024 presidential and local election. Also, tonight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we will air our special Truth Summit Roundtable, and you're going to hear from our distinguished panel of Dr. Ken Harris, Sherwin Hughes, Jason Fields, and State Senator Dora Drake. And this will definitely be a lively debate on the state of education, policy, and politics for Black Milwaukee. Lastly, from 8 to 11 p.m., Dr. Ken Harris will be joined by 620's WTMJ's John McCure for wall-to-wall coverage of the 2024 election results. So stay tuned all day into the award-winning 1017 The Truth, all day until 11 p.m. as we will keep you up to date on the election. I'm so excited. Why am I excited?
Because you just talked to Governor Moore.
You ain't lying. Don't do it, DT. I won't. Self, shut up, DT. Okay, Self.
I rebuketh you, Self.
He's married.
No, but great conversation with Governor Moore, DT. We were talking about it during the break, and those are some of the stories that I'm so glad that we are talking to people that are close to Madam Vice President Harris, like Tony West, her brother-in-law, yesterday, and Governor Moore today. People that have worked around her, have spent a lot of time around her, not just 5 minutes or not just meeting her and moving on and trying to come back and tell you everything about a person and you only met them for 5 minutes. These are people that really, really, really know her. And I know that was one of the biggest things, even for myself, DT, for a long time. It's like, I just don't feel like I know her. And
oh, my God. Breaking news. I'm so sorry, Telly. Breaking news. I'm about to start crying. My son just texted me, and he's got his sticker. He said, I voted.
Oh.
I'm about to start crying. Oh, my God. My eyes are watering.
I thought something was like real big. Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
You going to frame that picture?
Crying. Man. Hold on. Let me just text him, y'all. Truth Nation, give me a second. I'm so proud of you. I love you. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all.
That is great.
This is live radio. But for my son to get up in the morning before he goes to work and go vote. And let me be clear. I never, not one point, ever told or try to persuade my children, because my daughter, she's 29. She early voted with my parents 3 weeks ago. But I never, said, you need to vote for this. You need to vote for this person. I never said that. All I said to both of my kids, and I think this is their third election, presidential election, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's their third. I said, just please, y'all go vote. Just go vote. And so for my son to have texted me, I'm sorry. Thank y'all, Truth Nation, for indulging me. I had to get that out because I literally almost started crying. I mean, it just makes you proud because, my son is a 26-year-old black man. I don't care who he voted for. I don't need to know who he voted for. But just to know that with everything that these young black men are navigating through, especially in predominantly white environments, for him to get up and make sure that he went out and vote. I'm done, y'all. My day is good. I'm good. Now all we got to do is beat the Packers on the 17th, and my life will be complete.
You're excited all the way around. You're excited before you received that text message.
I was, and I'm just like, this is going to be a great day. And our director of content, Kyle Wallace, just texted us and said that was a great interview with Wes Moore. And, that's what we do here on The Truth. We want to make sure that you have access to elected government officials who have been closely tied with leadership as well as their passion and dedication to this country. Rachel on our YouTube message board, I love this, Telly. She says, hi, DT and Telly. I want to thank you both for helping me get through this election season. I appreciate all the truth you shared. You stayed fair and even got me to have an open mind. And she put in parentheses, RNC coverage. Thank you, Rachel.
Yes.
We appreciate you saying that.
Much. Yes. Because, again, that's what we've always, wanted to do was just, provide a platform where you can express how you feel, things that you're going through, and we could talk about it in a healthy way. And Rachel, we're definitely happy that we've been able to help you, and that's all we have wanted to do.
Yes, and Not Really a City Girl says, I agree, Telly. I didn't know who she was, referring to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. I didn't know who she was as a leader or what she stood for. However, in Biden's weakness, Kamala stepped up with force, persuasion, and passion. I see her better now. Mm-hmm. Wow. The power of Milwaukee Black Talk Radio. When we come back, she said she emulates leadership. I love it. When we come back, y'all, you are safe. You are safe and secure if you plan to go vote. My son just voted. We're going to give you information on what to expect when you go to the polls today, as well as when will we find out who won the election. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. This is Election Day. Let's go. Truth Nation, this is Truth Be Told's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes.
And we want to encourage you to get out and vote on Tuesday, November the 5th.
Your vote matters, and this is the election where you can make your mark.
If you have not registered to vote yet, that is quite okay because you can register to vote on Election Day in Wisconsin. Yes, same-day voter registration.
Visit myvote.wi.gov to find your ballot and polling location. That is myvote.wi.gov.
Shape your future, Truth Nation, by getting out to vote on Tuesday, November the 5th.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a ball.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Vice President Kamala Harris.
Talk with your listeners to remind them of their power and the importance of voting. And the folks in Milwaukee turned out for me and Joe Biden in 2020. You showed what was possible.
U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, are you a racist?
Absolutely not.
Is Donald Trump a racist?
Absolutely not. No.
And civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump.
Thank you all for speaking truth to power. That's the most important thing, because right now there are those in our community who would rather we just be quiet.
Right.
We have to disturb the peace now more than ever.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Black men are the most likely Americans to die from lung cancer, and black people develop the disease earlier in life than others. Federal guidelines have nearly doubled the number of black Americans eligible for lung cancer screening. Insurance companies are required to cover these tests for those ages 50 to 80 who smoke or used to smoke. If that's you, talk to a doctor about lung cancer screening. For more information and to find a screening center near you, visit acr.org/mylcs. That's acr.org/mylcs.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm not sure of what I see.
Good morning, Truth Nation. It is Election Day, and we are bringing you live coverage all throughout the day until 11 p.m. because you deserve the best, and that's what we're going to give you all day as we continue to cover Election Day. We're going to talk about the Election Day security, understanding how votes will be counted, and what to expect when you arrive at the polls. Speaking of Truth Nation, good morning, Al. You are live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment on this Election Day?
All I want to say is that I'm proud of everybody who's getting up to vote. Today is the day. We're going to make history, and the only thing I want to tell everybody today when they get up and vote is vote them out, baby, because you got it. Woo! Yes! Oh, come on. Have a good day, y'all.
I love it. Let's go, Al. That's what I'm talking about. Bring that great energy all day.
Yes.
And our Truth Talking text line, by the way, is 833-212-1017. Telly, you had a great suggestion as we were prepping for this morning. Mm-hmm. Call in.
Yes.
Let us know. Yeah.
Yes. Call. Let us know how you feeling. It's an exciting day. Al just showed, the excitement, the enthusiasm. This is something we've been talking about for a long time, y'all. So enjoy. There are DJs, as DT had reported. There are going to be DJs at polls. You could book you a limo ride to the polls. They're making it in every way possible. We're trying to make it, or we're trying to provide a way where it's convenient, it's easy, and it's a fun experience. It doesn't have to be all tense and all, oh my gosh, this is like so. I love the fact that, we're trying to make it where it's as convenient as possible, because you really don't have a reason not to vote. I mean, seriously, you can't say you ain't got a ride. You can't say you don't know where to go. You can't say you don't know what you need. What I mean?
And if you are having those questions, please call us.
Yes.
At 833-212-1017, because we have all the answers to those questions. Now, as Telly had mentioned earlier, there will be DJs at the polls today. So there is an initiative known as DJs at the polls that are going to be turning on all the hype music to help you turn out and vote. And this is something that, again, we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate getting out and voting. So in populated urban areas, with large numbers of underrepresented voters, there will be a DJ, and there will be DJs at the Milwaukee polls today. And check this out, Telly, before we go to our Truth Talking text line. Poll sites where DJs are performing, the voter turnout in the last election increased by 3%. So DJs at the polls believes that whole communities, whether they're voters or not, know that democracy is worthy of celebration. So with that, let's go to our Truth Talk and text line. Who do we have live first? I think we've got Tasha. Good morning, Tasha. You're live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment? Good morning.
Okay, good morning. My question is, okay, I just went to work and I asked everybody, was they voting today? And I came across a lot of people saying our vote do not count. So I asked them, what makes you think that? And one lady said, well, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, which is us. I said yes. And she said, well, Trump won the delegate votes. Who are the electoral votes? Who are the electoral voters? And how did they override us, the popular vote, for Clinton? And I was like, I don't know. I said, I need to ask somebody that. Because really, Hillary Clinton did win the popular vote, but Trump won the electoral. Who are the electoral voters? And how can they override us?
Great question. And so what you're talking about, and I'm just going to say this.
Because they're not trying to vote at all today, at all. And I'm trying to make them vote, and they're not.
Right. No, absolutely. That's a great question, and I'm so glad that you dialed in. So in this country, it takes at least 270 electoral votes to win the presidency. And so what happens is that if you look at the map, the U.S. map, in the state of Wisconsin, we have 10 electoral votes, okay? And so different states, like, for example, the larger the state, the more electoral votes. And so California, they have the highest number, and that's 54, followed by Texas, which is 40. And both parties really bank on the Electoral College. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that I give this in the most simple and plain way, because the last thing we need is a bunch of like gibberish and unfactual information. So here's what I'm going to do for you. After our next break, I'm going to break it down. I just got to get my thoughts together on breaking down the Electoral College process and how our votes based on each of the states determine who's going to be the winner in those states. And so great question. Definitely will answer it, Tasha. In the meanwhile, let us go to Israel on our Truth Talk and text line. And in the meantime, I'm getting ready to simplify this Electoral College process. Israel, you're live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
It's a comment that's kind of like related to what the last lady just said. And good morning, by the way. You see how people are discouraged already, kind of downtrodden, just, because I don't even know how this foolishness is allowed to go on this long. We enabled this behavior. It was a situation at Pius where he had left a message in front of the school. And, people have been so distracted and, caught up and frustrated with all the abuse going on and entertainment that, kids are getting neglected. Like, what's going on with these kids now? With all this like negative energy from this political stuff and financial woes and everything. So the school closing and everything, it's a good chance to really think about which direction we want to go and create a environment where we emphasize how they can focus and concentrate harder now, and then we can put more attention back on them. Tell them to record as they walk into businesses to see how they're greeted, to see how they're being handled and treated. Who knows what this kid at Pius is going through right now. Or maybe he's just a genius that's all way to cut class for a week.
Well, Israel, thank you so much for your call. Now, Israel, I'm not going to, now this is just me, before we get into the Electoral College process for Tasha and others that are listening. I'm not encouraging, and Telly, let me know how you feel about this as well. I'm not encouraging anybody to go into the polls with video cameras or, visibly appearing as though they're video recording. No. That could be problematic because, number one, people voting, that's very private. It's a very private experience. And if I go into a poll and I see a random person with their camera phone video recording, I'm going to be like, Harpo, who this?
Yeah. And that's why they have a curtain. Do they still have the curtain when you
They
go
sure
into?
do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't think they put a curtain up there for you to bring your cameras in. I mean, that's the way to show you that that's, where you have privacy. And I think that if you're doing that, I mean, again, these poll workers are volunteers. Like, why do you think they would want to call something, or why would you want to get into it with a worker? I mean, just go in there and vote and leave.
What'd you say, Telly? Get out that limo.
Get out that limo.
Walk up the stairs. Place your vote. Float out the stairs. Get back in the limo and have a party.
And feel good about what you've been able to do.
Give the DJ a high five, because there's going to be DJs at the polls. Now, our previous caller before Israel, Tasha, asked a very, very important question, because one of the conversations that she had with colleagues is, my vote really doesn't count. Hillary Clinton, during the 2016 election, won the popular vote. However, former President Donald Trump ended up winning the election because he won the majority of the electoral vote. So let me break this down. The Electoral College, it is a process where Americans elect their president and vice president indirectly through their state electors. Okay? So either Trump or Harris, they must secure 270 electoral votes, which is the majority of the 538 electoral votes at stake in order to win the election. Now, before today, which is the general election day, each of the states in this country select a slate of electors. And after voters cast their ballots, so early voting all the way up through today, the candidate who wins the popular vote determines which slate of electors, whether it's Republican, Democrat, or a third party, will cast electoral votes in the Electoral College for the president. So that's basically in a very simplified way. Now, in most states, it's winner take all. So whoever gets the most votes in the state wins all of its electoral votes. There are a couple of states like Maine and Nebraska that operate a little bit different, but ultimately electors meet in their respective states in mid-December to cast their votes for the president. The meeting takes place, and see all that. We're not getting all that because that's Maine, but there's basically 538 electors across the 50 states in D.C., and each state is allocated electors based on the size of its congressional delegation. And so you have several states with small populations like Alaska, Delaware, North Dakota that have 3 electors, since they have 1 representative in the House and 2 senators, while California, the largest state, has 54 electoral votes. And Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, is also allocated 3 electors. So it's very important to understand this is definitely about the electoral votes. And whoever gets 270, that's the person who will be the president-elect.
A lot on the line.
Mm-hmm. And keep this in mind. That's why you want to stay close with your local and state elected officials, because there has been redistricting after the 2020 census. So Texas gained 2 electoral votes, and there were other states that gained electoral votes. So after the census came out, there was a lot of redistricting because they wanted to make sure, whether it was right or wrong, that the electoral votes were chosen. I'll just say that.
That was a big deal in Wisconsin with the maps and the gerrymandering and that is, it's a lot of the things that we don't pay attention to that matters the most. And like those are those small details, like when they make an announcement that, we're going to, re-examine the maps, and we're not thinking anything of it. We're thinking like, oh, man, yeah, whatever. They ain't got nothing else to do. But it's all a plan for something. Like, they ain't just doing anything. I mean, doing something for nothing. Like, that's like, okay, well, the maps, we could change things. We can get another electoral vote in 2028 if we start redistricting, the maps and doing different things now. And so in preparation of that. So these things, they just don't pop up. These things already be in the works, and we're starting to see that already.
Yes. Now, this election is neck to neck. Like, this country, during the preliminaries, have basically let us know that it is divided down the middle. So in the rare event, and I, Truth Nation, let's lean into this because this could happen. It's rare, but it could happen.
Lord knows, I hope
if there is a tie in the Electoral College where Harris and Trump both win 269 electoral votes, that means that members of the elected House of Representatives would decide the outcome of this presidential election, and the Senate would select the vice president. Are y'all with me? Like, this could actually take place if neither candidate wins a majority. And so that's why it's so important to vote. And also, if you go and vote and you say, well, I don't like neither one of them, I'm going to vote for one of these other people. I'm going to vote for one of these third-party candidates. And you allow them to get some of the electoral votes. So basically, people who have pledged their vote for a candidate other than the one who won the state's popular vote, that could make things interesting. Mm-hmm. And again, I hope we don't have to go through that.
I hope
we don't have to go through that.
Man, oh man. And another thing too, if you really, really want to be a part of the counting process, the eyes of this country will be on the Baird Center tonight, DT. And if you want to go and watch them count the votes, you can go to the Baird Center later tonight and you can watch them count the votes. But I'm sure the eyes of this country will be on the Baird Center tonight. That's how crucial
also,
Wisconsin is.
Going back to Tasha, because I want to really make sure that we understand this. Based on a 2023 Pew Research poll, 65% of Americans said the president should be elected through the popular vote, not the Electoral College. And there have been hundreds of proposals introduced in Congress to change the process over the years, because to Tasha's earlier point, Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton had the popular vote. Now, 5 presidents in the history of this country have lost the popular vote and still managed to win the election, which has led a lot of folks to wonder, why do we even continue to keep the Electoral College in place? The Electoral College was established in the Article 2 of the Constitution, and based on what I'm reading and hearing, it's trying to be repealed through a constitutional amendment. But we currently aren't going to see that happen in this election. So
there's just some things that are outdated, DT.
Yes.
Like, it's just outdated.
I definitely think the popular vote should supersede the Electoral College.
Yeah. Because
that redistricting,
because it's for the people. Like, the people have spoken. Like, so if if that's what the democracy is all about, then, what are we talking about here?
Well, the founding fathers of the country saw the Electoral College as a middle ground between giving the decision to Congress or to a direct vote by citizens. And so proponents say of the Electoral College, they say it keeps less populous states from being underrepresented by discouraging candidates from campaigning disproportionately, where there are heavily populated cities. But we can see right now, based on the battleground state campaign, they're going to do that regardless.
Exactly.
But yes, Tasha, you are absolutely correct in terms of the Electoral College is in place and it is fueled by the popular vote. But ultimately, It's what supersedes. And so make sure that you vote, because the votes end up determining how many electoral college votes that the candidates will get. So please understand, your vote still matters.
Yes,
it counts.
Yes, definitely.
Period.
Definitely. And I was just looking at a map, and Wisconsin has 10 electoral votes, in case you were wondering.
Yes, and somebody said on the Truth Talking text line, you know what, Telly, I don't usually entertain this, but I'm going to go ahead. Somebody said electoral, not electoral. Tomato, tomato. Okay, Elizabeth, you win. Electoral. Is that better? After everything I said, that's what your response is. So I'll play the game. Electoral, not electoral. 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Go vote. Stay focused. That's what we're talking about here until 11 o'clock tonight. Not grammar, not enunciation, but voting. Go vote. Is that better, Elizabeth? Electoral?
Yeah. Election day.
You go to the polls, stay away from people like her, because they're going to distract. Stay focused.
And again,
get out the limo and vote.
Hit us up, 833-212-1017. If you're on your way to the polls, if you are just leaving the polls, if you are planning to go to the polls later, hit us up. Let us know how you're feeling today.
We love it. We love it. And let us know any questions or information that you need. I know you can go to myvote.wi.gov right now and find out where you can vote if you have not already, as well as what's going to be on the ballot. When we come back, we're going to get into Election Day security. You have every right to experience a smooth process when you go vote today. And we're going to give you that information when we come back. You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, electoral, not electoral. Stay locked in. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The Truth app is home for all the Milwaukee Panther content you would want.
He'll dart baseline, and he will tomahawk it home with his right hand.
From conversations on the airwaves.
We're going to defend every board up the floor and every bounce and every pass. And we've got good depth, and you have to have good depth for the way we play.
To game highlights.
And at the top, rises for three over Young and buries it.
Find The Roar on the Truth app, Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts to keep up with Panthers hoops.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
You know, it's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships and building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
Make Milwaukee work for you. 1MKE provides easy-to-use information on local, state, and federal programs that can save you money and improve your well-being. Discover events you can attend to get involved in your community and find nonpartisan resources to help you make your voting plan for the upcoming election. 1MKE envisions a future where every Milwaukee resident understands how being civically engaged can help us create a healthier, stronger city. Because together, we are one Milwaukee. Learn more at 1MKE.org.
The WIAA football playoffs is here. We have a big Level 3 matchup this Friday night as the number 1 seeded Marquette Hilltoppers take on the number 2 seeded Bayport Pirates. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Leff's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tap into Truth Be Told with DT and Telly tomorrow, Wednesday at 8 a.m. as we will be joined by Victor Frasher, Director of Community Engagement at Educators Credit Union. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarships Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. You don't want to miss this interview. I know I won't, because again, I have a senior in high school and we need them scholarship dollars. But
I know that's right.
That's for tomorrow. Today is election day. Get out and vote. We want to hear from you, Truth Nation. 833-212-1017. Let us know what is going on, how you feeling. Are you excited? Are you ready to get it over with? And
Call back, Rob.
Right.
Call back, Rob, please. Call back.
No, Rob called back. Hey, we're going to get to Rob right after we get to White Widow. White Widow, you're on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. I'm very excited. I first want to say, yes, there's constitutional change on board for the electoral vote. It doesn't make sense. Democracy is one person, one vote. Anything in between that tally that skews or diverts that, it's just not democracy. It's archaic. I'll be glad to see when it's gone. I am just so impressed with Kamala. She's had 13 weeks to jump into this. She has spearheaded the issues. She has come out in front. She is no longer in the shadow of Biden. You know, I think she's even come in the forefront farther up than Trump. When I 13 weeks ago, I thought of her, and there was clouds around Biden. She's standing alone. 13 weeks she was thrown into this. Hovde and Trump did not put one boot on the ground or one dime in Milwaukee. And now her verbiage has gone from, I'm going to fight grocery gouging, and all the way now it's going, I'm going to create law against it. You know, she's taking on Kroger and Publix. She's telling them, get ready. And, you know, and now saying, I'm going to end the war in Israel. She's telling Netanyahu, we're not selling you or buying you any more weapons. It's amazing. I'm excited. I was a co-chair of Southwest Wisconsin for Hillary. That night was horrible. But you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. The momentum out here, what she's been able to bring up from grassroots, it's just, you know, I'm just so proud to be part of supporting her, and I'm just so happy to be witnessing it. So, hey, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, White Widow. And wow, we definitely feel your passion through the phone, and it is exciting times. It's exciting times for people in various ways, because like White Widow just said, she remembers, you know, working with the Clinton campaign and how she felt after that, and so that's pretty cool. Keep the calls coming in. Like we said, Truth Nation, hit us up, 833-212-1017. Rob from the South Side, you're on Truth Be Told. Good morning.
Good morning, and this is not the electoral correction, but it's Ron, R-O-N, from the South Side.
Okay.
Don't get mad at me. That's Ricky's fault, man, telling y'all the wrong name. But anyway, so listen, I'm going to clear up some things. This is kind of rhetorical, but it is along the lines of the subject. But I never liked the electoral process. Now, do they kind of like give Wisconsin 10 and California 54? How did they come up with that? And also, I used to think that was a percent, but these are points, correct? So when you have, and it's a question, when you have a Democratic governor like we have, and we have the people primarily going for Kamala. Does he? Let's say he's going for Trump. Does he take those electoral votes and give them to Kamala, or does it automatically go to Trump? Because I know DT was talking about some states, it automatically goes to the Democrat or the Republican. But is there a thing where you have a Republican or a Democrat governor, and even though you voted for the opposite person, that governor takes those electoral votes and give them to that person? Because that's what I thought back in the day. And if that's the way it is, I don't like that. That's why I never liked the electoral. And I don't know if people remember, but George Bush and Al Gore, when they were going head-to-head, I believe Al Gore won that, but then George Bush was able to go to the Supreme Court, and they overturned that election. And is that what Donald Trump can do now? So those are two questions: the electoral points or governors, and can Trump get his Supreme Court and overturn an election because he's been saying it's been stolen or it's rigged and all this other stuff all along? Those are my two questions. Thank you.
Well, first of all, and great questions. Thank you for asking those questions. First and foremost, former President Donald Trump is not the president of the United States. So although he appointed a majority of the members that are serving currently on the Supreme Court, that is not his Supreme Court. President Joe Biden is the president of the United States until the inauguration, which takes place in the second or third week of January. So he won't be able to demand the Supreme Court justice do anything. So let's first just establish that. That is all under President Biden now. The Supreme Court, they do have the authority and the power to challenge the election, but that would have to be something very controversial. So in the meantime, between time, in terms of the Gore and former President Bush and Vice President Al Gore election, that was Florida counting votes situation.
First time you heard of hanging chads.
Yeah, that was a Florida county vote situation. And by the way, his brother Jeb Bush was the governor of Florida at the time of that election, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, and even also, DT, to answer, I think, one of his questions, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but the electoral votes, they are calculated by the population of that state, right? Like the more
Correct.
Populated, okay, yeah. So Ron from the South Side, that answers your question about why Wisconsin only gets 10 and California gets 54. It's based off of population. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, the redistricting of states is something that is also controversial. So this will continue to be presented to Congress. Because there are a number of organizations that are presenting this to Congress in terms of, should we base the election on the popular vote or the electoral college? The electoral votes are ultimately what determines the overall winner of the statewide popular vote. And so, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Who's our caller?
There it is. Robert. Yeah, Robert, you're on Truth Be Told. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, DT and Telly. I am excited. I voted on the second day of the early election, and now I know that we're looking forward to making huge history. And thank you, DT, for being on Sherwin's show when we talked about the wonderful your power mate.
That was funny. That was a good time, but thank you. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you, Rob. Go vote. Well, you already voted, so take somebody to vote. Give them the limo number.
Right. The limo number again is 414-461-8000. Again, you can book you a limo ride to the polls, courtesy of Paradise Memorial Funeral and Cremation Services. Again, 414-461-8000. Roll up now, to the polls style.
Yes, our very own DJ Ricky, our traditional producer, he's out and about as part of the DJs at the Polls initiative, and he said he's DJing at the Washington Park outside of the Senior Center, and people are coming. He said there was a line around 6:40 a.m. this morning as the polls officially opened at 7 a.m., so this is great. We are showing up and showing out. Now, as far as for those individuals, and this is fair, this is valid, if you have not voted yet and you're planning to vote today, but you got that angst, that nervousness on what's going to happen when I get to the poll, check this audio out. This is the Attorney General of Philadelphia speaking to the state, but this message, it was so profound that a number of social media outlets, including Essence, so Essence Magazine, if you follow them on social media, they posted this video. And Truth Nation, we are all familiar with the term, and for political correct purposes, mess around and find out. Check out the Attorney General's message to those who may think that they're going to scare, deter, intimidate, threaten voters today. Check out this message.
Concerns. We don't have any reports. I want people to be reassured that when they get up tomorrow to go vote, if they have not voted already, that everybody in this city is working and has been working for months to make sure that there will be nothing tough about that experience and nothing to fear in that experience. But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons.
Yes!
So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out.
Oh, not three times. He said he doubled back and then came back a third time.
That was Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. And when I tell y'all, you've got to go and check out the video because his chest was, out. His chest was out, y'all. And this was during a press conference on Election Day security. Okay? The District Attorney Larry Krasner. You know what, Jason? Play that one more again, because I was like, if Mayor Johnson, Milwaukee County Executive, Police Chief Norman, this is what we need to be telling the people.
And keep in mind, DT, we talked about it before, but remember, Philadelphia is one of the few places where they have jails in their stadiums. So you don't even got to go far. If you want to mess around and do something crazy, you go to jail right there.
He literally said it, y'all, 3 times.
Yes.
But let's play it one more again. One more again for all the people out there who think about intimidating. Check this out.
Have any reports. I want people to be reassured that when they get up tomorrow to go vote, if they have not voted already, that everybody in this city is working and has been working for months to make sure that there will be nothing tough about that experience and nothing to fear in that experience. But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons. So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out. Any deep, abiding fears or concerns, we don't have any reports.
And that is the truth of the matter for DT and Telly. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great election day.
Oh,
Let's
my
go.
goodness. Oh,
Let's go, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. That's real there. That's real. So
that was the District Attorney of Philadelphia. Because here's the thing, you don't hear district attorneys talking like that, but that's a message that we needed to hear.
Yes, and just for Pennsylvania voters, you hear that, DT, doesn't that make you feel a little better? But like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to worry about. Man, I'm about to go vote and go on about my day.
Look at my face.
Yeah, that's what's up.
The Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. And when I tell y'all, if you go back and you watch the video, because we just played the audio, his chest is all the way out. The body language was like, do not get it twisted.
Yeah, it'll go down if you want it to. I
love leaders like that.
Yeah. It's like, we're
not playing games.
Yeah, we got a plan. We got time today. We got a plan. Don't think you're going to catch us off guard. We ready.
I love that.
Yeah.
That made my day. And that's exactly what Truth Nation, we want you to be encouraged to go out and vote if you have not voted already.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and vote. Now, although we didn't hear from our district attorney or our city attorney, on behalf of Truth Nation, I want to fully underscore Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner's message to all the people who are even thinking about intimidating voters today.
Mm-hmm.
F around and find out. I love it. That's leadership. That is leadership. All right. If you have any questions about today, what to expect, when will we find out who will be the 47th president of the United States? Our Truth Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. And as Telly had mentioned earlier, let us know what your experience has been. If you've already been to the polls today and you've already placed your vote, let us know what you're seeing, what you are experiencing, because today is election day and we want everybody to be prepared and understand what to watch for and what to expect, because this is an historical election. If Madam Vice President Kamala Harris wins, she will become the first woman, the first Asian American, and the first black woman to win the presidency. If former President Donald Trump wins the election, it will also be historic because he would join Grover Cleveland as the only presidents of the United States to serve non-consecutive terms. He would do so after becoming the only president ever impeached twice and the only former president ever convicted of felony crimes. Should I say that for the folks in the back, Telly? One more again.
You can say it again when we come back from break, so they let them chew on it for a little bit, and in case they think they ain't hear what you just said, you can say it again.
Show you right. We'll take a break. We'll be back, y'all. Election Day coverage on The Truth, 101.7.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Reproductive justice, it's a framework, it's a movement, it's a vision for reproductive freedom. It's a right to have a child. It's a right to not have children. And this next part is really as important as the other parts. It's the right to birth and parent our children with dignity, and the right to live and parent our children in safe and healthy environments. So reproductive justice understands the ability of any person to control their destiny is directly related to the conditions of their communities. It looks at the intersections of discrimination in social, political, and economic systems, and it sheds light on the barriers that these systems produce. And then we, reproductive justice advocates, fight against the barriers that prevent Black people and other people of color from exercising their rights. That's reproductive justice.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596 or visit www.kwwf.org.
Milwaukee faces significant wealth gaps, but change is possible. Join entrepreneur Arlo Washington on November 13th for a transformative discussion on building wealth in underserved communities. Featured in the Oscar-nominated documentary The Barber of Little Rock, Washington's insights are a must-hear. Attend for free, in person or online. Get your ticket at uwm.edu/SCE. Sponsored by the Tommy G. Thompson Center on Public Leadership and hosted by UWM School of Continuing Education.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Eastbound on 94, that earlier accident just east of Barker Road has been cleared out of the way. Still seeing some delays from 164 to that point. Do have a new accident northbound 43 at Fond du Lac Avenue. Left lane is blocked. It's a spin out. Car hit the wall there, so just be careful as you're heading through that. North of Good Hope Road, we had another accident. That's also been cleared out of the way. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy, windy, mild, scattered showers, a high of 68. Tonight, breezy, cooler, mostly cloudy with a low of 46. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get up and Truth Nation, the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back, and they look to get their season started off right tonight as they host the Lakeland University Muskies. Scott Wars has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock.
You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Stay locked in, y'all, because we are giving you live election coverage until 11 p.m. tonight. Stay locked into The Truth. This is the only station we're going to get live consecutive hours of Milwaukee Black Talk Radio covering from a black perspective the election today. Alan, good morning. Thank you so much for your patience. You are live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
I just want to tell you, first of all, I'm probably not your demographic. I'm a conservative white, older white guy. I live in the 1st District. Miss Pratt is my older woman, so I go up here to vote. And I just called him. I was surprised. It was a really good turnout. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm feeling really good about this. I talked to everybody. So I met the young man. You got a DJ up there, 17-year-old kid. He's a good man. I was talking to his mom. And she introduced me to him, and they were playing Pretty Girl Rock. That's how we met, because they didn't probably think I'd know that song. But Pretty Girls Do Rock by Carrie Hilton. So, I was dressed for work. I worked from home, so I still had on it. My wife told me I looked like a leprechaun the other day for church. Harris tweed, turtleneck, and they all know me. And the woman behind me was talking. I don't want to say her name, but she was really nice, too. And she said, hey, you're the guy, because I'm the guy over here who is kind of like, I help my neighbors a lot, like legal stuff, and we've been going around with the city and some developers about this empty school by our house. And so far we've been winning, because what they do, they come into our neighborhoods, and then they try to think like guys who look like me come up here, and they get some people who look like my wife and my neighbors to tell them what's good for them. No, what's good for them is you guys follow the rules. They don't follow rules, so some of them hate me downtown. But anyway, the election, man, I'm telling you, no matter what side you're on, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't care for the lifestyle. I don't care for the backstory. I think my daughter, I raised her. We adopted our kids. I went through the whole thing, being a white guy, having 2 black kids, going through the schools, all the comments people would make. The guy in the CAFD telling me, oh, no, you cannot raise a black boy. Well, my daughter is right now, God bless her, she's 101st Airborne. She's an Airborne Ranger, man.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you for her service.
Well, she went to a historic black college. She got out of school, and I said, what are you going to do? What do you want to do with yourself? I hope you want to go to, what do you want to do? And she said, you know what? I want to be like you, Dad. I wasn't a Ranger, I'm a Marine. But I'll forgive her. So I said, okay, you want to do it, do it. And she's done it, and I'm very, very, very proud of her. Now, my wife's going to go vote later. I told her to take today off. It's going to be packed.
Yes. Take the day off.
I was there for the rush. Well, I worked from home, like I said. I had some meetings. I got done, and I wandered down there. And it's always a good time meeting my neighbors all know me. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's a rough area around here. But we have you got issues, whatever. But you don't call the fuzz. You deal with it and it's done. They know us. The girl who's getting picked on, they know if I'm outside, they can, hey, sir, you all right? And you can sit on my porch. The man driving in that car is not going to bother you.
Yeah. Sorry, we got to take a break, but man, I wanted that caller to keep going, but we got to take a break. We got to take a break. Keep it locked right here, Truth Nation. When we come back, we'll have our Truth of the Matter. This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sometimes it takes a breakdown to have a breakthrough. And at Vin Baker Recovery, they understand the power of having real support while you're on that journey to recovery. This is why at Vin Baker Recovery, they customize treatment plans specific for your needs. Vin Baker Recovery provides our community and anyone looking for help with access to mental health care and recovery support, helping you treat addiction. So whether opioid abuse, alcohol, or other controlled substances, Vin Baker Recovery helps you get back to the lifestyle that you know will be the best option for your future. Vin Baker Recovery offers licensed counseling and therapy services to curb the mental health problems that have been impacting our communities for far too long. They provide services like medication-assisted treatment, outpatient care, and hub and spoke services with peer support. So what are you waiting for? Vin Baker Recovery accepts walk-ins and appointments. It's just that easy. Just visit VinBakerRecovery.com. That's VinBakerRecovery.com. They're here to help you win the day.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Educators Credit Union is dedicated to helping college students along their journey. Each year, they award $70,000 in scholarships to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. So, mark your calendars. Applications open on January 13th, 2024. They also offer resources like the ECU College Planning Center to help students successfully prepare for college. For more information on these tools and to apply for the scholarship, visit ecu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi there, this is Pastor Richard D. Shaw of the St. Matthew CME Church, encouraging you to vote in this upcoming election. Your vote is your power. Every ballot counts and matters. Your vote shapes the future and can impact generations to come. Don't wait, get engaged, and get to the polls. Voting is not just your right, it's your opportunity to impact your community and inspire others. So rally your friends and family and let's create the change we want to see. Vote early or vote the day of. Just vote and be heard.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. During the break, I was sharing with Telly, my son is 26, my daughter's 29. But it's something about when your young black son votes. I just was like, that's my baby. He's probably like, Mom, you extra, and I'm almost 30 years old. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we hope that we've given you some information that you can apply to your day-to-day voting experience today, remember, you're going to be safe. Now, my truth of the matter is this. Your vote matters and it counts because there's been so many elections that came down to a few votes. And there are countless examples of where elections have been decided by like literally tiny margins. So sometimes even by a single vote, which could be yours. Your vote could be the one that tips the scale. And quite frankly, voting is how we decide who represents us and our interest in government. We need representation. When you don't vote, you give more weight to those who do, which may not align with your values, your needs, or your vision for the future. So please make sure that you vote today and understand the historical significance as well. Yeah. And although I don't want to make it seem like this is the only reason why you should vote, but we still need to recognize that there were a number of struggles and sacrifices from previous generations that add to the ability to vote. So let's honor their fight and ensure that their efforts weren't in vain. And voting, again, is the easiest way to stay engaged in the government and political process, as well as keep those in power accountable. Go vote. Go vote.
Go vote. Go vote. My truth of the matter along those same lines, DT, just go vote. This is something that you have the opportunity to be a part of history. And if you cast your vote, or if you already casted your vote, you're already a part of history, because history will be made either tonight or by tomorrow whenever the votes are counted up. Either we're going to have our first black female president, or we're going to have, a former president back in for the second time, and it's going to be historical, especially all the things that has transpired. But I look at today, and again, it's like preparing for that big game. And now that the game is here, it's time to step up and go vote, get your voice heard. And I love the fact that, you got DJs, you got people chiming in still, DT, on our YouTube message board. Erica says voting looks good in the 1st district. The DJ is out in the rain in a tent. The lines are long. Let's do this. That's right.
Thank you, Erica.
Truth Nation.
Thank you for sharing that.
Let's do this. Get out and vote.
Go vote, y'all. Go vote if you haven't already, and stay locked in. We're here live, y'all, until 11 o'clock tonight. Up next, Sherwin Hughes, who I am sure is going to even have more information about today's election process and any questions or comments that you have regarding today. Go vote. Tell somebody to go vote. Tell somebody you're proud of them for voting. And we will see and hear y'all tomorrow. I'm about to go do the same, y'all. Where's my limo at? Don't drink up all my yak. Go vote.
Peace out.
Milwaukee Panthers basketball is back. On Monday night, the Panthers host the Lakeland University Muskies.
Freeman from the left wing this time. Bring it up.